welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you this morning. So happy to welcome Pam Sprouse from Ohio Billing.
Correct.
And Women in Business.
Absolutely.
Good
morning.
Good morning. Pam, thanks for being here. I see a save the date card here, so I want you to give me all the details. Something big must be on the horizon.
Sure. We want to invite all of you to the Women in Business Expo. It's this Friday, the 18th, at the Performing Arts Center at Kent Tusk in New Philadelphia, Ohio, from 10:30 to 1. And Susie, this is our 7th annual, and it's a women's networking event for women in women-owned business. We welcome men to attend. It's free to the public. We'll be giving away T-shirts, but it's a dynamic way to connect with women in business.
Why is this important?
I think as far as when you take a look at the dynamics, women very well wear many, many hats. And I think you and I had to talk, we talked a little bit about this last year. We wear a lot of hats in the days of the stay-at-home mom. And that's nothing the matter with the stay-at-home mom. They are amazing at what they do. But there are so many avenues that women step into and so many roles. And in this day and age, it's very important to acknowledge that and showcase that.
A lot of people are stay-at-home moms and pick up a lot of skills through that they can then take into the business world. I can remember being interviewed for the first time out of like maybe a decade out of working outside the home and being asked things like, how do you juggle many projects at the same time? And I thought, you are asking the expert now because I have been a stay-at-home mom. What kinds of skills do you pick up? Manager skills and negotiation skills and conflict resolution skills. Talk to me more about that.
You hit them all right on the nail on the head there. And you go into the day-to-day operations of a business at home. What you just said, and you get into the finance and looking over and getting that schedule of getting those kids to school on time, picking them up, et cetera. But, taking a look at women in business. And there are a lot of stay-at-home moms that take a look at this, that this is an opportunity for them to be a part of the working world with a lot of unique businesses out there that allow that also. So here they are, they may be involved at home, but yet they have this outreach of a business side that they're getting involved. So last year we had over 300 people through the doors, and it was amazing, and over 60 exhibitors. This year we have over 60 exhibitors again.
Wow.
So it keeps growing year after year. I'm going to back up to year one. We had 34 exhibitors and 150 people through the doors. The exciting story that year was we had a small business, a woman-owned business, that was there that needed to was looking to expand, I should say. And there was a bank, and they just happened to be beside each other, had never met each other before. And at the end of the day, they connected, and I'm happy to say the small business was able to expand, and the bank has a new customer now.
Wow.
So that's what it's all about, is it's connecting, putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. I say life is a puzzle, and you're connecting every day. So putting those pieces of the puzzle together, connecting with people, with businesses. We have a various, from home-based businesses to banks, hospitals, legal, car dealers, dress shops, food, you name it. It's amazing. So as far as looking to connect with women, it's going to be an amazing day.
I'm thinking of all the things that make a woman desire to go into the workplace. Sometimes it's just a second chapter. Your family is raised, the children are grown, out on their own with lives of their own. You've launched those little birds out of the nest, and you might be a little bit bored. And if you find yourself volunteering every single day of the week, you might as well be getting paid for something, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want to go back to the very beginning. My co-founder, Terry Davis, she could not be with us here today on the air, but I want to shout out to her because she has a vision. She's a very unique young lady with a vision that owns Ohio Billing, which I have the opportunity to work at. We are 26 years in the industry of what we do. We handle EMS billing for communities throughout the state of Ohio as our backyard. And we have over 30 women in one location. We just recently moved. And, here again, life has changed and we've grown. And because of this, we do a lot of work with the Small Business Development Center at Kent Tusk. Steve Schilling and his team there do an amazing job. And that's how we came to, I should say, that's how Women in Business evolved. As we were sitting down one day, round table, talking about what they do and how we could give back to them because they were so good to us, we came up with this brainstorming session of Women in Business. So now here we are, fast forward 7 years later, and back 7 years, how did it all come to be? What you're talking about, your sphere of influence. Terry and I sat down and we made a list of, where do you get your clothes? Where do you buy your cars? Where do you bank? Et cetera, where we personally do business. And that's how we pulled the resources together. And I'm excited to say that majority of those resources, 7 years later, are still with us, plus many, many others at the table.
So that is who we get to network with when we attend.
Yes.
Because you said clothes. I think that was the biggest thing. I'm thinking back again to going into the paid workplace. You have to get dressed every single day professionally.
Yeah.
That can be a burden.
Absolutely.
So what do you recommend someone getting started?
Yes. Well, getting started, come to the event. Come, and it's you will be amazed. And we want to also remember to share with everybody, come on an empty stomach.
Oh, why?
Because what do women like to do? We like to talk. Well, that's our networking piece. And we like to eat.
Sure.
And every exhibitor will have some type of food sampling at their table.
I love that.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's really, I'm really impressed each and every year to see what they come up with. Our theme this year is Let Your Light Shine, the Pink Party. And so everybody comes up with some type of unique setup at their exhibitor table. But we've had everything from cookies to dips, trail and cheese, mini pulled pork sandwiches, quiche, mini pizzas.
My.
Unique beverages. I mean, it's just been amazing what they come up with. I'm really impressed.
So there's something different about networking and networking while you're breaking bread together.
Absolutely.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Oh, I don't know if I can elaborate any further. You hit the nail right on the head. Networking and breaking bread together. I think it just brings a relaxation to everybody, and it removes that stuffy. We're so caught up in I was sharing with a young lady earlier regarding the event, and we're so caught up in the bureaucracy and red tape and, timelines and computers and, the whole agenda thing. So when you step through the doors at the PAC, all that's gone. And you are a person, not that you're not earlier, but it's relaxed and fun, and you're be able to talk and break bread.
It also gives you something to do with your hands.
Absolutely.
In case you're worried about that while you're talking to someone and talking business stuff, you've got something to do with your hands. Why Pink Party?
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I am an 11-and-a-half-year breast cancer survivor.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's by the grace of God, and I'm here to do something else, and I probably drive a lot of people crazy every day, but that's why God kept me here. But we want to encourage women, and I do a shout out that if you are going through a situation and you need a buddy to go with you for a mammogram, don't hesitate to reach out. And I have a lot of other buddies that are there. So we want to encourage women to get their mammograms. Portion of our proceeds goes to the Rainbow Connection. And we have a foundation there called Seeds of Hope. And that money goes to help women in Tuscarawas County diagnosed with cancer. So we've been doing this now for over 5 years. And as quickly as the money goes in, the money comes out. So it's nice to see, the working person, anyone can apply for this money, and it's there to help them.
Wonderful. How do they apply?
They contact the Rainbow Connection at 330 343-8686.
Let's give that one more time, please.
330-343-8686. And Carmel Howder is the executive director, and they would connect with her, and she'll be able to walk them through the process.
3 words here on your Save the Date card that I love: encourage, educate, empower. Let's break this down and talk about how you're going to be doing each of these. How will women be encouraged when they attend?
Oh, the encourage is when they walk through the doors and they see the dynamics of the Performing Arts Center and the, the aura in the room and the smiles and people helping people. So that's the encouraging part, that they'll be able to connect with people that are genuinely there. It's 10:30 to 1, and it's in a unique time slot, and everybody that has come to the table sees the value. And it's not so much that I'm there to exhibit, I have to do my job. They're there, it's genuine. So all those people in there are the encouragers.
How about educating? What will we learn?
Educate what type of services we have out there, what they could do. Some are looking to sell their services. Some are looking to hire their services. So there's a mixture across the board. And maybe there's someone that needs some more information. It's connecting women with women and men with women too.
Right. I'm thinking some people, if you're there to hire, you're looking for some top-notch women who will be attending.
Yes.
Will there be job interviews on the spot there, or will that be possibly one of the conversations?
Not on the spot, but there are resources and connections there. The whole purpose of this is to connect people, but then get them back to the place of business, that revolving door syndrome. We want them to connect more than just at the pack. We want to encourage them to go back to the place of business. Or, if there is someone at the event, they're calling that consumer or that person that attended, come into my place of business. So that's the whole purpose of it, is to get them through the doors at the business.
And empower. How are we empowering folks?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. You're really making my brain hurt today.
Oh, sorry.
Well, we take for granted what we do each and every day. And, and I guess saying it very humbly, how are we empowered across of what we do? So it's helping women think a little bit differently. And so we all make a difference. And so I'm really stretching this out here, but
No,
there's
but
so
I hear
many.
what you're saying.
There's so many different avenues, and empower can be so many different things. And so I guess it's helping us take off the blinders and see what's around us and how we make a difference to others.
I love that. And see yourself maybe a little bit differently to find out you can do more than you thought you could.
Absolutely.
Let's swing back to the work from home opportunities. That's going to be one of the things that's featured here. I'm thinking that appeals to women at a lot of different stages in their lives. Moms with young children at home, it's a wonderful way to supplement the family income.
Yes.
Later on, it's becoming a trend of, wow, people realize I get a lot more done if I'm not in an office. If I'm just at home, sitting down, digging in, stuff gets done. And it can be appealing at a lot of different stages. Looking at the clock, I see we're totally out of time for our first half already.
Okay.
So think about this over the break and tell us what kinds of work from home opportunities we might be learning about when we attend Women in Business on October the 18th at the Performance Arts Center at the Tusk campus of Kent State University. Stay with us. You're listening to Our Community.